Hi, I'm Erin Cochran, head house whisperer of Revealing Redesign. I help people to reimagine and rework their house through redesign and renovation. But what my clients would tell you I really do is help them to give birth to a home that nurtures and supports the way they really want to live. And today we are sitting on my front porch to address some of your questions, which I'm really excited about. I want to introduce my assistant, Joanne, who many of you already know, and she's going to be going over some of the questions that you all sent in so we can address some of the things that you are struggling with in your house and hopefully give you some help and creative solutions to those problems. Okay.
All right, you ready for question number one?
I am ready.
Okay. Our problem right now is we bought a gorgeous house that was built in the 1970s. It's all chopped up with rooms we will never, ever use, like a formal dining room and a formal living room. We want an open concept where I can stand in my big farmhouse kitchen and see everything. I want to be part of the action, not stuck in the kitchen. However, we have a staircase to the basement that we can't figure out what to do with. It blocks the open vibe and the view from the kitchen. We are willing to relocate it, but every fix we think of causes more problems. Do you have any suggestions to help me with this?
So who is that question from?
This came from,
Is that one from Glad?
that's from Glad.
Okay.
And she lives in North Carolina.
I believe you're right. Yes. Okay. So Glad, it's always tricky when you have a house that feels very choppy and the rooms feel small. But there's lots of options to open up spaces and make the rooms feel bigger and more connected without necessarily having to change everything. So it sounds like, did you say that she has a staircase, a basement staircase that's complicating things?
Yes, because she can't get the open feeling
Okay.
with the staircase where it's located now.
Okay. Well, without standing in the space, it's hard to know exactly what some fixes would be. But let me just suggest that you don't have to take out all walls. Creating interior views are so key to creating more space and to making the rooms work better together. So, for example, if you have existing doorways that are narrow, widening the doorways and lifting the headers of those doorways can make a huge difference in the way that the space relates to the next space. Also, staircases can be opened up. Now, a basement staircase can be a little tricky because the space underneath might not be finished, but you can still open those walls up and put a railing around that staircase, thereby gaining all that visual space around it. And then finishing the staircase down to the door at the bottom of the steps so you can see it from upstairs and it still looks nice. Let me just think of some other things. So you can also open up windows within interior walls without having to take out the whole wall. So that might be a solution too, depending on how the staircase sits in the space. And remember, wherever you're opening up walls, you want to create a view and borrow light from adjacent spaces. So if you can create an opening that frames an opening in another room, let's say your dining room has a beautiful picture window, creating an opening that highlights that other opening gives you all that visual space. Not only the dining room, but also the yard beyond becomes a part of your kitchen. Did I address that?
That sounds great.
Okay.
I think that sounds just perfect.
Okay. So what's next?
Well, our next question comes from Rupa.
Okay.
And she is interested in finding out how to arrange and hang artwork on the walls.
Okay.
She has an empty wall in her family room which is visible from the kitchen. Is it okay to hang with personal photos? Or if you do have a big wall, do you use all the space? So she really has two questions for you.
Okay, good. And Rupa sent us a picture, which is a big help. So, absolutely, Rupa, it's up to you whether or not you want to put personal photos in a main living space of your house. Some people feel that that's too personal and they want those photos in a bedroom or down a upstairs hallway, but it's really up to you. I think it can be wonderful to have personal photos in a common space like that outside your kitchen, so your visitors can see other family members and pictures of your history. I think that's great. When I looked at the picture that you sent us, so you're asking, should you use the whole wall? And I noticed that you have sort of a little console table on that wall. And really what you want to do is you want to use that piece of furniture to anchor the grouping you're going to put on the wall. So that's going to define the outside pretty much of where you're going to put those photographs or other artwork. So that's going to give it some groundedness. So you want to put your arrangement over that table. And a good way to play with things is to take all the things that you want to hang and lay them on the floor and play with the composition. See what works best, what next to this and that, and move them around. And I also noticed that your artwork has a lot of different frames and different types of artwork, and you want to find something that's going to unify them. Either a similar frame, like all the frames the same color, or all of the artwork the same type, like let's say all black and white photographs, so that something brings that composition together, unless you want to have a very bohemian look, and then you can have very disparate things going on there. But most people want something that's a little bit more pulled together, so you want to find a common thread to put together all of those things. So,
and that makes it visually more pleasing also.
It does. It's more calm to look at. That's exactly right, Joanne. So you see it as a whole, as a unified whole, rather than lots of little things that are sort of yelling at you. It works together as a unit. So if you lay them out on the floor and get the right composition, then you can transfer that onto the wall over that piece of furniture.
Yep. Perfect.
Well, those were great questions.
Yes, they're very good questions.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video, and look for future videos. We're going to be doing this just about once a month, maybe more frequently if everybody enjoys the content. So make sure you subscribe to Revealing Redesign's YouTube channel, and I have no idea what else to say.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
You
You can edit that out, right, Liam?